Bum 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 bum. It's Way of the Brush time. Way of the Brush. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you are being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and just about everything under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, first-time viewers, be warned. I can't remember the rest of the spiel. I'm drawing a blank. I'm legit drawing a blank. Evan Belleau, sup, everybody? Sup, Evan Belleau? Yeah, so basically, we are back. This is episode 396. It has been a while since episode 395. And mainly because, well, I had a older computer at the time and it pooped out on me. And so now I've reacquired another computer, brand new one. And everybody who's been following my channel knows that I have been, posting videos, unboxing, stuff like that. I haven't posted any painting tutorials in a bit. I am planning on getting back on track with those. So, yeah, that should be fun. So, yeah, the computer pooped out on me and, reacquired another one. That was in the beginning of the new year. And I'm finally I did a live stream, when we did the Adepticon reveals? Yeah, we did the Adepticon reveals. I did a live stream then. And, it was kind of fun. And, we had some laughs, I think. I don't know. Might not have. Might have been serious the entire time. But anyway, so Way the Brush. Are we going to continue on as regular as we were, like every week? I kind of would like to, as it is with my scheduling and everything like that. I am able to better do this on Saturdays as when the computer went down initially, I was, looking for work just to help offset, the loss of income. And, did that. Got a new computer. Now we're getting back on track again. Pretty much. That was back in October. That was October when everything pooped out on me, wasn't it? Yeah. Platypus Unum. It's been a real hot minute. Sir Peanut Butter. Anthony Burtonshaw. He's back. Woohoo. Yes. Well, I never really was away per se, but, again, like it was computer problems and, everything like that. It was really all about the computer. Now I have a computer, sits right on my desk, handles everything wonderfully. The videos I have been producing on YouTube, something that I was not able to do before, they're all in 4K now. I work pretty much in 4K because the new system I have handles it like a dream. On my old system, if I had a 10-minute 4K video, it would take about an hour to render that video out. On my new system, it takes less time than the actual runtime of the video. So, yeah, it's actually pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty happy with it. Fire Drake. Whoa, didn't know I'd be walking in on the gun show. Yeah, well, it's a Way the Brush tank top, right? So, yeah. Evan Flow, out of the platypus one fun? What? Huh? Fire Drake, you losing weight? No, I know where it is. It's not lost. I know where it is. Don't worry. But yeah, so anyway, a bit of catching up. And of course, my hair is looking really crazy and it's going to stay pretty crazy looking for a while because, well, I am growing my hair back out. When the computer died on me, it was pretty much the last time I shaved my head. And this has been the growth since pretty much November. Anybody who wants to know how fast my hair grows, pretty much guess. And it's going to get longer and it's going to get crazier. And it's just, some point it's going to be a giant afro. It'll just be a giant afro. And then all of a sudden it just, like, when you have a tape measure and you have it at a shorter length, rigid, firm, not going anywhere, right? Then as you draw it out further and further and further, all of a sudden, it just falls. That's what happens to the hair. The hair goes out, 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 and then all of a sudden it gets too long and everything just goes and it hangs straight down. That's my life. Anthony, looking trim, good sir. Thank you. Pretty fast growth. Yes, it is pretty fast growth. I mean, that's genetics, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah. Anywho, yeah, we're live streaming. We're gonna do things pretty much the way we've been doing them. A little bit. I do not have my email set up for whatever reason. It did not. I can read my emails and everything like that, but I don't think I'll be able to display them on screen. And yeah, you know, it's pre-order day in the whole, you know, hobby side of things. The Lion and Commander Dante are on pre-order today. So everybody out there, oh wait, it's not technically the Lion's Guard, it's the Lion's Retinue. Anybody who watched the video of the unboxing of this might have noticed that there was a blurry element to it. I just did that because, you know, there was a name change apparently. But anyway, yeah. Commander Dante, the Dante box is empty. I was going to paint Dante. He's all assembled and ready to go. Just got busy with other things. Mother was visiting for Easter, everything like that. So I didn't really get a time to sit down and, you know, paint it. I was thinking about doing it for a painting tutorial though. So be prepared for that. Just be prepared. Just got to breathe in and then exhale and then it'll happen. It'll happen. Just calm down. It'll happen. Skibbity-dibbity bop. Looking good, brother. Will there be any upcoming Grey Knights news? Grey Knights news? I have no idea. I mean, despite me making a lot of videos talking about current things coming out in Warhammer and stuff like that, I'm not in the know of long-term things coming. I only know things that are very short-term or day of. That's it. Hail Boop. Look at this nerd with his hair. Kevin Cabal, Monkey Master Mayhem returns. Yes, I know. Fire Drake, I want 10th edition battle reports. I might come back if everything is legit. You know, I have been kind of gearing up. Some of you have been, you know, that are on the Discord, with the Way the Brush Discord. In the terrain section, I have been posting my work through essentially of the boarding actions terrain from the kill teams. Because I have the Into the Dark, I have Shadow Vault, and what was the last one? Shatterpoint? No, that's a different game. And Shackle, Soul Shackle, that's it, Soul Shackle. There we go. So anyway, I got through all 3 of those box sets, got all the walls assembled, everything like that. They're all cleaned up. Got all the extra doodads and everything like that for each of those sets, because each of those sets has a sprue of extra doodads. And yeah, it's really, really cool. And yeah, exciting. I like it. Very cool. I just want to get it all painted up. I've been talking about basically, you know, what kind of colors I should go about painting it all, you know, as far as, you know, because I don't want to do it uniform. I don't want to have a whole bunch of walls all the same thing. I would like some variation because, you know, again, in Space Hulks, right, the lore describes many ships coming together and being amalgamated into one, right? And why would all the walls look the same? And in fact, like in the lore, they describe Space Hulks being like, you know, the Imperial craft and Orc craft and like all these aliens and, you know, like all sorts of crazy crap, right? On top of like asteroids and, you know, all sorts of stuff. Yet the interior of a Space Hulk is always Imperial looking. It's always, you know, Gothic arches and doodads and, you know what I mean? Like, and it's, you know, how come there's not, you know, something that looks more alien-like or orky-like or old Imperial, like, you know, pre-heresy or, you know what I mean? Like all these kind of different elements. Because they can go through and make any kind of different terrain. And, you know, I think it'd be just a fun arena to kind of have that kind of, you know, detail in the game. And then, you know, of course, you know, so that's why I really want to paint the walls in different colors, because that way, it doesn't feel samesies all the time, right? And yeah, that's it. That's the reason. That's the only reason why. Fire Drake. GW's trying to win back people, but it better be legit. Everything's got to be legit, apparently. Evan Belleau. E pluribus unum is Latin. One out of many. One. It's part of the banner of the eagle's mouth for the Great Seal of the United States. It's printed on paper here in the United States. Yeah, E pluribus unum. But his name was, what was his name? E platypus unum. Being funny. Dark Commission. Hey. Evan Belleau. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Yeah, so you know what? Let's have a look what's happening over at the GW side of things. Let's go. All right. So we got the Lion for pre-order, Ark's own Lion, the Lion and Retinue, Collector's Edition, very cool. Blood Angels, the Lion, Son of the Forest, limited edition, hardcover, nice. Commander Dante, looking excellent. Azrael, Supreme Grand Master. I think this is the first time he's available, right? Outside of the other box set. Same with Vashtor. Very cool. Carrion Venator Tank Hunters. Yep. I remember talking about those a while back. Cerberus Heavy Tank Hunter. Oh, that's a damn Land Raider chassis. The picture makes it look like it's smaller tank, but it's actually a bigger tank, isn't it? Because the Land Raiders are bigger, are still bigger than Sicarian, right? Boarding Patrol, Agents of the Imperium. Very, very nice. Boarding Patrol, League of Votan. Boarding Patrol, League of Votan. Honestly, in this early phase of everybody building up Votan armies, that's actually not a bad addition. Because you could always use more Scythonian Berserks. You could always use more Hearthkin, or what are they? Heavier suits. And the Hearthkin, there's 10 Hearthkin there. The champ, well, you can always do another champ. Made to orders. Dark Eldar. This is all the Finecast stuff. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Getting a sale on some Finecast. Then we got the Mortison Ossifector from last week. Dice. Volga. Okay, yeah, and then that was last week's pre-order as well. Very cool. All right. So we got that out of the way. Pre-order stuffs. The Lion and Retinue. For the longest time, I could never say Retinue. I don't know why. Whatever I read it in the manuals and stuff, it always just tripped me right up and just messed me up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Fire Drake, LOL. Kris reminds me of Doc Brown with his wild hair, hand movements. Great Scott. Great Scott. 1.21 gigawatts. Anyway. Friendly Necromancer. Weird. I can't see any of this in the store. Oh, because I switch over to the UK. Go up to the top of the page, deliver to, and you can just pick it. When I go to the website, you can see on the upper right, delivering to, click it. Takes forever to load, of course. Probably because everybody's doing it right. Oh, yeah, nice. Now even the store went blank on me. Nice. Perfect. Let's refresh the page. There we go. So you're delivering to, and then, Canada English is normal for me, but I always click UK English whenever I'm doing Way the Brush, just so that I can see the pre-order stuff. Because if I go to the Canadian site, right, bang, go to pre-orders, boom, nothing's there yet, right? All last week's pre-order stuff's still there. Anyway. But yeah. Check it out. Fire Drake. I thought the Adeptus Arbites look cool. Rules seem a bit weak, but I would use them legit. Is that the way you can end all your sentences? It's just, yeah, I'm going to play this game and thing, and legit. Yeah, the Arbites, RBTs. I always say Arbites, but it's RBTs. That's another one I've been saying wrong for many, many years, right? RBTs, like diabetes. Got the Adeptus diabetes. Damn, I got the. Oh man, I can't I can't eat that. It's the Adeptus diabetes. Damn it. Why isn't the chat showing up? Why isn't the chat showing up? I don't know. Maybe it's got to get refreshed. Why? 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 Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the chat's not showing up. It's always one thing or another. Oh, sorry. I had to get something out of my pocket here. Got new jeans. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Sorry. Usually before I do a live stream, I usually pinch one and then, do the show. So for that, I usually take off my ring. As one can imagine. Fire Drake, it's our bites. Everyone else is wrong. Our bites? Our butts? Fucking. Evan Belleau, way to go, Fire Drake. Now we all have to come up with unique catchphrases. Yeah, legit. It's got to come up with that legit. Okay, yeah, chat. The chat is pissing me off. I wanted to show up, but it's not. Why? I don't know. Bed and stream. Unless I got to restart. Unless it's one of those dumb things where I had to restart the program. That's probably why it's not showing up. Okay. Before we get to any emails, because I do actually have some emails, some long-standing emails that I have got to get to because it's been a long time, and I would feel horrible if we didn't. Sorry, I'm just double checking things here, making sure everything's on the up and up. On the up and up. All right. Yeah. So let's do this. We are going to have a look at the Instagram side of things because it's been a very long time since we've had a look at Instagram. It's been a very long time since I've done this show. So we are way behind on a lot of things. So we're going to go into Instagram. I'm going to provide some thoughts. Now, typically on Instagram, I do not get too overly critical as far as like what I'm seeing. If you want me to do a bit more of kind of no holds barred, kind of sharing my thoughts, send me an email. Kris@waythebrush.com. Okay. Send me an email. That way, that is you saying, Kris, have a look, fire away any of your thoughts. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to be a complete asshole about my work. Okay. Instagram, not so much. Like it, don't like it, whatever. I usually end up liking the post because I like when people, use the hashtag #WayTheBrush, just because it's, it helps promote and blah, 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 right? It's all part of the algorithm. It's all part of the algorithm. Anyway. Now, there's a whole bunch here I haven't seen. Now, this is just the first little thingy. Geez, is that a chrome bloodthirster? Oh, I liked it already. Damn, that was a while ago. I don't remember a chrome bloodthirster. What? Anyway, okay. Greenleaf terrain. Let's give that a like. Looks like all the maps are coming along. I'm going to assume this is for a campaign. Looks like the old Mighty Empires. Oh, there's multiple pics. Ooh, look at that. I like the painting on it. I like the progression through what looks like forest areas and deserty and rocky and city. I dig it. I digs it. Now these tiles, are these the old Citadel ones? Are these the old Citadel or are these? They don't look familiar to me. They don't look familiar. Yeah. Very, very cool. I see pube hairs. What's with the pube hairs on the roofs of the buildings? Oh, is this 3D printed? Oh, it might be 3D printed. Ah. Fire Drake Kris will rip you a new one in those emails. Oh yeah, totally. All right, next thing. Simply mini painting. Let's give it out like 3 days ago. Chaos Lord on Carcatarac. Carcatarac? Grandma used to have Carcataracts. Yeah. I like the color scheme. I like the texture. I like the little glowy bits in the icons. I like the use of the green. Yes. I think one little bit of input I would offer is the gold elements. Make them slightly darker. Still be gold, but add a little bit more contrast in them, just so that the glowy green bits aren't competing against how bright that gold is. Because whenever you have like glowy bits on a model, you always want to have a darker element, right? That's why, like, it doesn't really work like OSL on like models, like say for example, like Space Marine White Scars. It's tough. It's a really tough challenge to make that look right because it's so bright. The whole entire model is so bright. Now, is this work in progress? My Bastiladin felt a little bit lonely. Very, very cool. I like the color choice. Honestly, for a bit of balance, I don't know if I would go with a red crystal. I think like to balance this out, more of a teal, turquoise, light blue. Yeah. I don't know if this is done or if this is work in progress or what, but yeah. I think the crystal being a light turquoise or teal, something along those lines, would balance that whole color out. Otherwise, it feels like a lot of colors, right? You got the blue, the magenta, the greens, yellows, the reds, the golds, right? It's a whole lot of color going on. And it doesn't need to be that riotous of a color, I think. I mean, go ahead and do it, but this is from our buddy Scott Radom. 54 mil Goblin from Blacksmith Miniatures. Fun to paint. Thanks for taking a look. Lovely paint job. Like the base. The nose looks like a big jelly bean. I like the non-metallic metal. I like the rust effect on the inside and the fuller in the blade. I like that. And the hatchet. Yeah, I don't know if the red of the nose needed to go that far. I don't think it needed to be pushed that far. But otherwise, it looks fucking great. Yeah, I like the base. Yeah, it looks good. Interesting choice too with the lighter bluish wrappings, like for the ties and everything. Interesting choice, considering that is kind of this realistic type of painting. Have like these really light bluish elements in there. I mean, it works well because it offsets the magenta values and they almost push to yellowy green on the skin, or even in the base. Really, like the light browns, right, push towards warmer tones, and the light blue, pretty much helps frame a lot of elements here. Yeah, the only thing I would say is I don't think that transition on the nose needed to go that far. Just just about the brim of the hat is where I would have went. But anyway, really nice stuff. Oh, that's me. First scout, Crazy Horse. What? Well, we'll give it a like. It's a nice watercolor anyway. It's actually some really nice work. Huh. Oh, here we go. We got some more painting going on here. Meet the geyser, the Bastillodon. Yeah, see with this one too. I mean, it doesn't hurt this one as opposed to the other one. This one, the red is not that intrusive versus the other one. I think because the belly has that yellow orange, and that helps balance the really warm values of the crystal. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, in fact, if it was brighter yellow at the base of the feet, transitioning towards that orangey yellow, and then the crystal itself mimicked that by going orangey yellow at the tip, the bottom tip, going up to a red at the highest points, a dark red, really, really contrasty. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you're doing or what, but really cool though. Looking forward to more. Looking forward to more. More. Sometimes you just gotta go towards a third party to get what you want. Love how these hawks turned out. Yeah, this is I believe Eldari. So these are completely 3D prints, or are they just bolt-ons? No, I think these are completely 3D prints. I'm not that familiar with these models. One issue I have with a lot of like third-party kind of proxies is because they are avoiding trying to get sued, so they have to really diverge from the original designs and the aesthetics, and or introduce elements like the element in the wings, that sweeping curvature where it looks like the gemstones are kind of fixed to. I don't really care for that detail. The helmets either. I don't really care for the helmets. They're too generic spaceman-y kind of thing. I like swooping hawk masks because they look like a hawk, right? Dark Reapers, skull, scary. Scorpions, Mandablasters. You know what I mean? Like they embody, their aspect. And swooping hawks should have a hawk-like element to them, other than the wings, because otherwise these just end up looking like Dark Eldar scourges. Like if you just painted these dark, they look like Dark Eldar, right? But other than that, nice, a really lovely paint job. Nice color scheme. The blue looks great. I think a little bit more work on that silver dome on the helmet, just to help create some separation from the silver and that light gray, I think would really help. And in fact, I think a slightly thin glaze of either a blue, a cyan, or even a yellow over the silver would look really cool. I think a blue would look cool. It'd match nicely. Like whatever color is closer, like cyan, closer to the armor. Yeah. I think that would be really cool. And also just a little darker in the recesses where the metal and the gray of the helmet separate. Yeah. Holy moly. Kevin Cabal. Grandma. Creepy Reaper Bones miniature. Possibly Bones for Crone. Bones for Crone. Just don't stare into her eyes. I already did it. Painted for a commission customer with Citadel Vallejo 8K interactive paints based with Gamer's Grass. That like shit. Did I give the last one a like? I did. Very, very cool. Awesome looking minis. And yeah, don't stare directly into those eyes. Those eyes are intense. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I like the way the colors kind of transition on that red of her scarf. And the eyes are fantastic. That's very good. Greenleaf. Some masks. Picture of masks. Sweet. Whale art. More work on the Bastillodons. So yeah, oh wait. Was there more pictures? Yeah, there was. Oh shit, was there more pictures in the last one? Nope. I do like this one though. I like the gradient you got going on. I mean, the other one looks good too, but I think this one feels a bit more dinosaur-y as opposed to the blue and magenta. Nulzur's marvelous unpainted minis mind flares by WizKids. Man, that's a mouthful. Some quickly painted mind flares or Ilfid, if you prefer. Most of the detailed minis, but most part they're fairly small, so I add a layer of cork to the base to add some height. I think they need to be tall enough to feast on your brain. Painted for me to torment my D&D players with Citadel, an AK interactive paints based in Gamer Grass Products. The one there on the left looks like an angry Zoidberg. Or who here played XCOM? These look a bit like the Ethereals. Woo, 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 woo. I like you got the little gradient on the tentacles. Good stuff. Head's green eyes. Oh, even on the hands, I like that gradient as well on the hands. Yeah. It's a freaky deaky looking model anyway. Let me check the comments here just in case I'm way behind here. Dark Commission just sent work in progress pics email. Cool. Simply mini painting. Be still my beating heart. Away the brush stream. Yes. Dark Commission. Been getting some 3D prints as they're half the price, and I'm going through another stint period. It makes sense. Impressed by the quality. Fire Drake 18. What kind of 3D printer do you have, Dark Commission? Oh. James and Kent. Afternoon, Chris. Afternoon, everyone. Good to see you back, man. Yeah. I don't know how regular I'll be back as far as... Ooh. Already like these. I must have saw them and I said, "Oh, these are the helmets are green." Some solid painting, man. Nothing kicks the motivation engine into gear like an upcoming tournament. Not only that, but I bought these two when we traveled to our honeymoon in the UK, so I always had a special place in my heart. Very cool. Yeah, I really like the colors, and your painting on them is excellent. Nice and clean. Why Eldar always just look really good, clean. Nice work on the gems and the eye. Damn, man, you're impressing me. You're impressing me, man. You're impressing me. Okay. Geo painted. Ogre character used for Warhammer Quest 95. I love this model. It's pretty darn cool. I like the paint jump. Splooch of blood. A little bit of blood on his rags or his cloth, his pants. Yeah. I like that. I like how you could see kind of like the staining. Very, very cool. Kevin Cabal, working on his freaky deaky aliens, monsters. The mind flayers. Oh, wait, shit, there was more pictures there. Oh, no, there weren't. Disco Mini Painter, the Deathmaster snitch is finished. Glad to finally get this one off. Get it off. Finished it off. Now, on to the next one. Some more pictures? There is. Really interesting color scheme. You don't often see Skaven painted in bright values, which, again, I think it's a bold choice, and I approve. Like the non-metallic on the blades. Very, very interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Holy shit, this was back in March. Man, I got a long ways to go, don't I? This is Alex. Latest commission complete with magnets for a bunch of different options. Oh, cool. Yeah, magnetizing Wraith Lords. You kind of have to, right? Kinda. I mean, I only ever take Wraith Lords in one way. Flamers on the arms, sword in the hand. That's it. That's the way I play them. I don't play them with heavy weapons. Or 2 star cannons, apparently. Very, very cool. But yeah, nice magnetizing. I mean, they were pretty seamless. I didn't even notice that they were magnetized. Sweet. Oh, look at this. Arc Light Minis. This is a fun project to work on. I wanted to nail down an efficient process for a WOB Opacus Venatori scheme, as well as I try my hand at a lava base. This was the initial attempt I wasn't sure about, so I queried some fellow painting enthusiasts for some feedback. After some quick critiques, I made some adjustments. 2 things I messed up in the beginning were too much light bloom spill of surrounding surfaces and having the surrounding rock being more gray than black. On the second attempt, I managed the lighter tones. Learning can be a painful process, or it can be a fun journey. It's really about perspective. Many of us get hung up on not wanting to mess up our miniatures. Sometimes we get paralyzed by apprehension. If there is one thing I have learned in the last few years I've been painting, is that you can always wipe your work away and start over. Simple Green is amazing at stripping minis, or you simply leave it as is as a reminder of where you are now, so that you can look back on it in the future and to see how you have grown. The latter has become my preferred method. Embrace your happy accidents and trust the process. Very, very cool. Okay. I like the color scheme. That light gray with the orange. Awesome. Oh, I see. This is the process. I see. Yes, he toned down the bloom a bit. Oh, yeah, we've got to give that a like. There we go. Yeah, first attempt. I think it was more just the lava. I like that level of glow. Yeah. Darken it up a bit. Yeah, makes it a lot more contrastier. I like the darker bits in the lava flow itself. I like that. I like the overall color scheme. That light gray with the white and orange. That looks really cool. Yeah, that looks cool. Very cool. Thank you, Arclight. Kevin Cabal, tonight's activities are brought to you by WizKids Miniatures and Green Stuff. A Cosmo Wolf and Hell Wasp need a bit gap filling. This does give me an excuse to haul out my collection of AK Interactive and Army Painter sculpting tools, although I could probably do with a paperclip. Ooh, look at this. They have a cave troll. Reaper Miniature Bones Cave Troll, sculpted by Bobby Jackson. This creepy looking dude is a cave troll painted for a customer. No matter where I go in the room, his eyes follow me. He is looking into my soul. I've put him in a drawer and locked the drawer. Painted with Citadel Vallejo paints based with Gamer's Grass products. He's got an outie. He doesn't have an innie. I like the flesh. I like the green of the flesh. Troll bum. Oh, he's got like a moose jaw for his weapon. Maybe it's like a dragon jaw. Gold tooth. Why would the moose have a gold tooth? Is that much of a player? Scott McBain, Magic Universe. Scott. All right, Scott. We'll give it a like. And it's back in February. Jeepers Creepers. Holy moly, look at this. Kevin Cabal, Lord of Plagues by Games Workshop. A fun paint job on a nasty looking dude. I added some egg spores of glowing green Nurgle goodness to the base because Papa Nurgle does love to share. Painted with Citadel paints. Give that a like. I like the base. I like the gooiness. I like the flesh. Really nice work on the flesh. Overall color scheme I really enjoy. The blood feels a bit uniform. I think that's both my only complaint. And maybe a bit more brightness on the ends of the spikes, the horns, and the shoulder spikes. Yeah, the blood. I think that really my only biggest thing is the blood. And maybe that bright green drip in the belly. I think that green drip should be the same color as the base, or the base should be the same color as that drip. Or same level of intensity. Interesting that you went with a purple on the base. Very, very interesting. It's playing with some color theory there. Bold choice. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. It's a bold strategy. Yeah, that's good. Give it a like, give it a like. Oh, look at this. Gene Stealer Cult's original metal, white metal magus, and Gene Stealer from 1989 Citadel Blister Pack. I wanted to do something with the Magus since he has lived in my pile of opportunity for more than 30 years, and in keeping with what seems to be my thing, I decided he needed a little buddy to share his base with. Of course, his little buddy turned out to be a full-size Gene Stealer, hence the bigger size. Hence, I wanted the figures to look like they were just starting out on their way to dominating the planet, and I thought the Magus should be a bit wary looking. After all, he's been busy recruiting cultists and getting ready for the Tyranids to invade. Today is that day. The base is pleasant and green, except where the Gene Stealer is standing. I felt it was appropriate for the plants and grass near the creature to be blackened and dying. My favorite part of the project was painting real rocks to look like, well, real rocks. Painted with Citadel acrylics, based with woodland scenics and gamer grass products. Yeah, I dig it. I like it. I like the paint job. I like colors. I like the color scheme for the Magus. Yeah. Overall, I like the color schemes. The OG scheme on the Gene Stealer plays very nicely with the Magus in the background. They are complementary to each other. I think to really kind of play on their kind of contrasting, though, if that was what you really wanted to illustrate, I think they should have been looking in different directions. That's it. Otherwise, yeah. A fantastic work on the skin on the Magus. That looks great. Same with the Gene Stealer. Looks really good. The Magus is really awesome. I dug up one of my old Maguses. I have the one with the microphone in his mouth. I actually stripped it and I've been playing with the idea of doing something with it. I stripped it. He's ready for basing. And yeah, I was thinking about painting him up. Old mini, new paint job. Oops, wrong one. Give that a like. Yep. Holy man, this is all from Kevin Cabal. The fighter miniature from Games Workshop 1987 box game Dungeon Quest. I needed a miniature to represent the despicable and yet somewhat charming evil fighter I was playing in D&D campaign run by a friend about 20 years ago. So, meet Lord Gunnar Stormeye, all-around evil dude with eventual blackguard. He was pretty badass and was the rest of the party, as was the rest of the party. Yet there was the time we ended up fleeing from pixies. Yeah, pixies. In our defense, there was like 300 of the little bastards painted by me, for me, with Citadel paints several decades ago. Very cool. I like your work on the shield. The freehanding is really good. It's fun looking at old paint jobs like from our past. What the hell's this? All right. Simply mini painting. Are you trying to get invited to my next barbecue? Yeah, with these guys, they look like StarCraft, right? They look like the bats. Need a light. Really nice. One thing I would recommend. You know he's gonna say it. You know he's gonna say it, right? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? Fire Drake. Why wouldn't he have a gold tooth? Coyote 4566. The decay on the axe might needs a bit more rust, in my opinion. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, the Nurgle champion or Megakin, whatever. Fire Drake. He is keeping that ace pretty clean, excluding the bullet holes. Yeah. Kim. Hello. Been a bit since last live stream. Yeah, it's been a little bit, eh? Okay, so what was Kris gonna say about this paint job? Okay. What would Kris recommend? What would Kris recommend? What would Kris recommend? That's right. Weather the shoulder pads, the icons. They're too clean. The rest of the armor is chipped and damaged. It's got dust and dirt, right? Like you've gone through the process of making it grizzled and weathered. And then the shoulder pads look like brand new, display panels on his weathered up armor. I'd weather those the icons and stuff. The shoulder pads. That's it. That's all. Blue Skull Studios. Very cool. I like these models. These dragon knights. They're cool. I think they're probably about the coolest thing in the vampires' armies. Are these dragon knights? I just like the whole, the whole knight with the dragon things and everything. That's just cool. Very, very cool. More undead duders. Pretty cool. Nice. Small weekend project. Vampiro. She's pointing like whoever dealt it, or whoever smelt it, dealt it. Or she's going, you, sir, good sir, can fuck all the way off. As Guardian Captain. Oh, these are like 3D prints, eh? Oh. Very interesting color scheme for it. Look at the hammer. I like the way you did that molten effect in the hammer. That's pretty cool. Quick question here: are you taking your photos with with a point and shoot camera or just your cell phone? Yeah, I already liked it. Kevin Cabal, Reaper Miniatures Bone Giant Were Rat, sculpted by Ben Sains. Werewolves are cool, but a giant angry were rat seems terrifying on a whole new level. Oh yeah, a were rat, 100%. I decided that Mr. Were Rat needed little buddies. I seem to do that a lot. So I added a small metal rat to the base to accompany him on his adventures. The base is supposed to look like a swamp or sewer, so I gave it a chunky, glossy look. Ew. Painted as a commission with Citadel, Vallejo, Golden Acrylics, based with Game of Grass, Woodland Scenics, and 8K Interactive products. Give that a like. Yeah, that base does look a bit scummy. It looks like pond scum, honestly. Yeah, it looks like pond scum. Were Rat looks cool. I could work on the flesh. He's like, my sciatic. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, the base, man. The base is it's scummy. That is scummy, man. It's scummy. Fire Drake. It's a fresh coat on the shoulders. But yeah, I thought it was not drilling out flame holes. Flame holes. Coyote. Age of Sigmar vampires with 40k Night Lord colors. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, eh? It's that kind of scheme. Greenleaf terrain. Looks like some Tau terrain. Centerpiece. Any other pictures? No? No other pictures. Okay. Oh. Updated base for the Reaper miniatures. Metal Owl Bear. Sculpted by Jason Weeb. He's a weeb. This little dude was fun to paint, but since he is molded in pewter, he was just too top heavy to not put on a bigger base. I love Reaper metal miniatures, although I do find integral bases molded on them just way too small. They tip over easily, and due to their weight, it's almost guaranteed that the paint job will chip. Yes, I concur. I revisited this mini since I thought it was a perfect gift for a friend who plays D&D with her family. The Owl Bear is a classic monster and seriously terrifying for any party of adventurers foolish enough to cross one. Painted with Citadel Vallejo acrylics based with Woodland Scenics, AK Interactives, Gamers Grass, and Army Painter products. Happy New Year. Holy shit, I'm into January. Damn, I made it all the way to January. Yeah, I like the paint job. I like the texture. I like the work on the eyes. I like the gradient on the beak, and the base is a lot of fun. Yeah. I dig it, man. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I dig it, man. I dig it. Another one from our good buddy, Bat Beatty. Runs a Secret Santa every year, and these two witch hunters were done for my match. Very, very cool. Shit, did I give the last one a like? I did. Witch hunters. Nice clean paint job. Ooh, yeah. Like your work on the flames. Nice and clean. Nothing wrong with a nice, clean paint job. On the bottom of that cloak, Eldari, at the bottom of that cloak, what does Kris say about that? What does Kris say about that? Glorfindel, Lord of the West, one of my absolute favorite models from 22, being posted in 23. Boom. Yeah, nice and clean. Nice work on the scroll work, the gold. I like the texture on the horse. Really nice. Yeah, solid. I even like how you did the little mealy muzzle there. Yes. Yes. Really nice work with that golden green. The eyes there too. Nice work on the eyes. That face. Solid, man. This is some solid painting. Ooh, simply mini painting. Fire Jaws Mega Boss. I like it. I like the base. I like how his armor echoes the base. Oh, you did like crackle medium on the base or on his axe head. Or did you paint that effect? No, I think that's crackle medium. I dig it. I like it. Oh, and you did it on the armor as well. And I like that you didn't go ham on it as well, like just covering the entirety of it. I like you were a little bit more selective as where it went. I think that's a good choice. I dig it, dude. I like it. I like on the back piece that looks really cool. On the axe head though, it looks really awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. I like it. Simply Mini Painting, the Firejaws Weird Knob. Not really a name you want to be known by, having a weird knob. Oh, he did the crackle medium on his cloth too. I like the smoke out of the skull. I like your work on the flesh. I like you got the little hints of magenta in the finger joints. I think you could also did it more in the face or around the mouth, around the eyes, kind of thing. I think you could have been a bit more selective as far as where the crackle medium went on the cloth. I don't think it needed to be caked right onto the back like this. I think probably more up on the shoulders would have been cooler. Or you could even just have painted it, just painted the effect. Really good stuff, though. Really good stuff. The wannabe painter. After weeks that I felt in ages, man cave. Oh wait, hold on. After weeks that it felt like ages, my man cave got an upgrade from top to bottom. Between that, the kids got super sick and had to spend time in the hospital. Oof. But now the clouds are clearing and hobby time has finally returned. Ordered these craters from I don't know, Maramold, and made them up from Blood and Valor game by Firelock Games. Mess with the mud debris. Barbed wire is always fun. Oh, a bit of crack a medium in the bottom there, and barbed wire. Yeah, nice. That's it. That's it. Very good. Simple mini painting. King Velmorn. Very, very nice. Fire Drake. Nice man, bear owl. I think I'll call him Hoot. Dark Commission back from Chippy. That was fast. No Q. Chips, fat fish cake, and mushy peas. Yum yum. I was with you up until the mushy peas. Remember when I had that mushy peas? I really like the cloak color. I like the texture on the cloak. I like the way the bone has been done. I honestly don't think it needed the gold. I mean, it looks cool, but yeah, I don't even know if it needs the gold. Oh, and it's glowing in the base as well. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I don't know if it needed that gold or that the brown values, the warmer values. All right, hear me out. I think the way I probably would have tackled this is the crown, keys, and the gold on the base. Those would be the only gold elements. Everything else would be other colors. Complement the deep purple and blue. Yeah. Anyway, simply mini painting Necron Technomancer inspired by Trovion. Very, very cool. Eyeballs. Like color scheme. I like the chipped armor. The weathering. I like that. Very good. Yeah, really nice work on the weathering. Oh yeah, even the verdigris in the cloak. Yeah, really nice. Alex, one of the wife's last remaining big bugs. Each plate has 4 shades of orange yellow. So many plates. Yeah, I like the color scheme. Orange, that almost yellow orange to black looks really cool. dangerous hornet or something. Yeah, I don't know if it needs the green elements or the purple element. Like either the green elements or the purple elements. Mouth interior. Because I mean, like the mouth interior and the spiny elements, like the green things. Yeah, I guess it like see for looking at it from here. I mean, the green works. Maybe it's the purple I'm not really jiving with. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it really needs that purple. I think the interior of the mouth could have been done in a gray to green to emulate the antennae bit, or even the deepest orange inside the mouth. That would kind of conflict with the carapace. Of course, it also could have just been red, like the rest of the spikes, and just blended into black inside the mouth. Same with the tongue, just goes from black to the red. Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing. Commissioner painting, Ultramarine Primarch 3D printed. Dark Angel. Looks like Reboot Gilliman with Ultramarine and Dark Angel symbols on him. Paint job's very nice. Clean. I'm not on board with the sculpt, though. Again, remember I was talking earlier, just a little while ago, about how they have to add a whole bunch of extra details just so they don't get their asses sued? Well, that's the kind of thing. He's got Ultramarine icons as well as a Dark Angel icon on him. Yeah, I like the weathering. But, I mean, obviously this is supposed to be Reboot Gilliman, but yeah, I don't know why he has a Dark Angel symbol on his leg. Somebody getting ahead of themselves with the line, I guess. Commissioner painting 2 Plasma Interceptors, Flesh Terrors. Cool. The Auditor 19, a couple of Azurite Ruins wall sections for the local gaming club. Very cool. Really enjoy the clean look of them. Solid. I really like that. I like the colors. I like the level of contrast. I like the straightforwardness of it all. It's all very subtle. I like it. Lake Town House and pontoons for a local gaming club. Very cool. Love the texture. Nice and clean. Yeah, and for straight up, like just getting it done for a gaming club, yeah, this is excellent. This is above and beyond. Oh, look at this Snidely Workshop. Nice, a new piece. A little grim dark Warhammer 40k. I'm going to assume, Snidely, that you made this, you drew this, you painted this. I dig it. I like it. Yeah, I really dig this. The only thing I would say is that the gemstones feel like they kind of pop away from the calves and the ankles, and the gun on his back. They feel like they're about to jump off. They don't feel like they're part of the armor. They feel like they're just kind of floating there. Otherwise, yeah, excellent. Excellent work. Oh, Scott. Necron painted up gold non-metallic metal. Very nice. Necky runs. Let's just check the comments here. Vasily, there he is. Hey, Kris said monkeys hate Dark Commission. Oh no, I already read that. Yeah. Excuse me. Really nice work on the armor of the Necron. I think with the gun in the future, if you're going to do this kind of thing, again, like I was mentioning earlier with the OSL, darken or don't push the gray values too far, especially if you want that kind of that teal glow in there. The highlights should be a little more refined on the edges of the weapon. Very cool though. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Scott, for sharing that with us. Ooh, Disco Mini Painter. Just a quick stylized paint job on this Soul Blight Vampire. Shit, did I get the last one I like? I did. Yeah. Like the flesh, like the wings. The armor's interesting. Like it almost looks like a sketch. Like it's like a pre-sketch of non-metallic metal on the armor. But you just stayed with it. Kind of go for style. I think if you're gonna do that kind of thing, though, I think you should do more. Right? So like hard surfaces. If you're gonna go with that style, then all the hard surfaces get painted like that. And then flesh gets painted a certain way, and leather gets painted a certain way, and hair gets painted a certain way. That's for next time, though. Ave Dominus Belly. Here's my take on Thunderwolf Cavalry. I wanted to be Marines hunting with their wolves rather than riding them. Very, very cool. Like little Thousand Sun Duders just in the snow. Scary wolves. Nice work on that shield. I like the shield. Ah, very cool. Auditor, Lake House, pontoons for local game club. Cool. Oh yeah, the last one we saw had a red roof. Got a blue roof. Nice and clean. Like I said, this is above and beyond for a local gaming club, like for a commission. Above and beyond. I like all the details. Where are these sets from? What are these sets from? They're from the Middle Earth strategy game? Really? Can you get this stuff anymore? I guess it's really cool. Last one I like. Tons of great detail. Simply Mint painting, Red Corsairs, Chaos Terminator. I like it. It's straightforward. I like the color, the red, the black, and the blue of the blade. I think the green helmet on his trophy rack is a little too green. It's a little too vibrant a green. More of a camo green. Army green. Otherwise, yeah, nice. Really nice work. Oh, look at this. This is from Kim. Painted a Castellan robot for the AdMech. Like, love the weathering. Love the color choice. Yeah. Looks like an old 1940s or 50s tractor that's been left out in the elements too long, and it's just sitting out there. I can hear this guy squeaking as he's walking by. Yeah, the weathering on the armor, really, really good. I really enjoy it. I think, Kim, you know what I'm going to say about the rush streaks. I think you already know, dude. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Disco. This guy has been sitting on the shelf for months without a base, so I decided to give him a nice, quick, underlit base so I can call him done. Very, very cool. Yeah, immediately. That's where my the whole thing just jumped right out at you. Pretty cool looking miniature. Really nice piece, man. Simply mini painting Ogoroid Myrmidon. He has been he has been on myself forever. He's been on yourself. On yourself? Hansel. Very cool. I like the skin. I like the texture. I like the gradient going through the body. Shield's cool. I think for the runes in the flesh, you could ease up on the brightest highlight a bit. Just gone just in the corners of areas. And possibly started with a slightly brighter blue on the interior of each of the runes inside there. But otherwise, yeah, it looks fantastic. Looks good. I like the base. Again, I like that transition. I like the texture. I like the way you painted that flesh. That's really cool. I like when people do the striations in the flesh. Kim finished my second ever Gundam model. Was pretty fun. This one too. I learned a lot on this and take with me to the next one. Very, very cool. Gungams. Oh, very nice. Do you ever, Kim? This is not about the Gundam, but do you ever make the mistake of walking around your house with your black light and just see what it shows up? You ever make that mistake? Asking for a friend. I like it, and I like the color scheme. I like it. I like it nice and clean. It's really cool. Again, with the black light though. Go around the house. Ave Dominus Belly. First model I've completed in a long while. Here's my Custodes Blade Champion. I used Unreal Wargaming Studios base. Very cool. I like the blade. I like how nice deep gold on the armor. It works well because like the base is so bright, right? Like it's a light brown. And so going with a darker gold makes the model stand out a bit better. It frames the model better. And again, I think we've talked about this many times in the past. When you are considering your paint jobs, like when you're really starting to really kind of think about your paint jobs, that the base is more like a framing element to the actual, model itself, right? And it's like a frame. It's like a picture frame, right? Kim did a Mustang GT 5.0 1988 model in 125 scale. Very nice. Looks like he had a lot of that purple paint left over from the Gundam. Oh, no, wait. No, he did this first, then did the Gundam. So, yeah. Very, very nice. Oh, look at this. Simply manipulating. Baird's Revenge. Jeez. This was, holy shit, that was October. We're into October here, people. People. Kim, was a test of weathering. Only reason I did them. Oh. Yeah, I know. But I think you already know what I'm going to say about the rust streaks. They're streaking. Anyway. Very, very nice. I think the chipping on the champion's armor could have been dialed back just a little bit. Quite that bright. That's, of course, more of a style choice, but I don't think it needs to go that bright. It's kind of distracting on the surface, and it takes away from the white of the Templar markings. Disco, 12 months between these two photos on the same model. I tried doing non-metallic metal gold and failed, so went away, practice on another model and tried again and did the face a few months ago. Now I've just done the neck armor. Really pleased with my progress. Now I have not seen an update on this model, I don't think. So I wonder how this non-metallic metal is going. It looks good. The collar bit, it looks really, really good. The helmet, it gets kind of lost a bit. Black Templar's Impulsor. Did I give the last one a like? I did. Very, very cool. Flying Rhinos. Space Marines get flying rhinos and boats. Again, yeah, the streaks and scratches, I don't think it needs to be that intense. Disco finished off flamethrower and sniper team on scenic basis for bolt action. Oh, these are already. It was already liked. I've seen it. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. We caught up. Shit, we caught up. Anyway, man, that took a bit. What time are we at here? Holy crap! It's already 20 after 1. Jeez, have I been at that for like an hour? I mean, I was months and months of catching up on Instagram. So, if you want me to have comments and thoughts on your piece on Instagram, use the hashtag Way of the Brush and on Instagram, and I'll see it. If you want more of a critique and more thoughts and in depth and everything like that, send me an email with pictures as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites because it's annoying. And just don't do it. Just don't do it. For the love of God, for the love of everything holy in this world, don't do it. um, comments. Kim, and that is real car paint on the model car. Oh, right. Yeah. I remember when you were talking about that you were going to use like real car paint on the car. That's cool. Coyote. Nice. Yes, it is. Yeah. Nice. Noise. It's noise. It's noise. Yeah. Okay. So caught up with that. Caught up with that. What else? What else do we need to cover? What else do we need to cover? We did the Instagrams. Said hello. Told everybody, where I've been for the last little bit. We talked about new releases. It looks so blurry. Dante, Lionel. Right. Dante has been assembled. I left him with his backpack off, but I glued him to his base. I was initially going to not glue him to his base, but I thought, screw it, I'll just glue him to his base. The lion we might get to. There's a lot of projects on the go right now. The big one being all the kill team terrain, the boarding actions terrain. Spent like 2 weeks straight just clipping, sanding, mold line removing, gluing. Thankfully, though, there wasn't a lot of gluing for all that terrain, really. It's all kind of just like push and click together and everything like that. So there's really not a lot because you're supposed to be able to, change it around, change the layout and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah. But anyway, okay, let's jump over to emails, right? Is that where we're at? That's where we're at in the show, right? Is it email section? Because yeah, it's almost 1:30. Let's talk about some emails. Emails. Oh, lovely, lovely emails. Sorry, I was going through here. Do I still need my Instagram up? I do not need my Instagram up. Oh shit, it's on the other part. How the hell can I do this? Make sure that I'm not set up on any things that I shouldn't be set up on here. Hold on. Just in case we hit the wrong window. Why doesn't that show up? Oops, shit. Why doesn't it show up? Because it's behind. Okay, so probably don't even really need this here. This one here. It's on different fucking browsers, right? This one here. Here we go. This one is a real quick one from the B-Man. Scale it back a bit. There we go. So he was just looking for some showing off of his hobby area, his display cabinet where he keeps all of his thingamabobbers, and a hamster apparently. This one was a while ago. He sent this. Shit, I keep hitting that wrong. He's even got the boggles down below. He's got his 40K on the right. He's got the things that he loves on the left. He's got hamster treats. And all sorts of books down below. I don't know what those books are. What is really intriguing me is that clock. That old school clock. What's the deal with that clock, dude? What's the deal with the old school clock? All right. This one here is, let's do this one. Oh, I didn't really want to do that one. I'll wait till we get to the pictures here. Just because I don't want to be showing, the whole reason was because I don't want to be showing people's emails and everything like that, right? Anyway. James and Kent. We didn't name the episode. We're all out of practice. Yeah, we are. We haven't named the episode. Okay, let's think of some names. So let's be clever, but not too perverse, but clever. Name. Go. Nathaniel, greetings, Kris and fellow monkey. Greetings. Okay, so this one email is from John Gordon. Hello, hope your evening is going well. This was sent back in March, end of March. So a little bit behind, but that's okay. We're finally getting to it. Just wanted to send some pictures and ask some advice on what to do with the model to make the paint scheme look better. The tusks and all the individual skulls 3D printed along with one shoulder pauldron. It's also, this is a Chaos Knight that we're talking about here. It is also a bit top heavy. Any advice on leveling for bigger models? Top heavy. It's got like leveling in like quotations. The tusks are 3D scans of fossilized mammoth tusks. The brassy bronze was sprayed with Tiffany green patina, while still tacky to give an aged look. I tried to gold leaf the eagle Judge Dredd shoulder, but it couldn't get it to lay in the recesses and look good. Hope you can use this for the show. Thanks, John. So we got a lot of things going on here. Holy moly. All right. So tried to gold leaf the Judge Dredd shoulder pad. I think the Judge Dredd shoulder pad is a bit much, and it doesn't feel like it feels kind of just bolt on. It doesn't feel like it was made deliberately for the knight. But even the comic book Judge Dredd, the shoulder pad is a bit much, so that might be the point. I don't know. The tusks, pretty cool. I like the shoulder pad, the skull kind of shoulder pad on the other area. Next photo. Yeah, I like the other shoulder pad. That works for me. I think red on the chain blade, the casing for the chain blade. I think that could have been red as well. Yeah, kind of like you got on the other arm. Fist. I think the skull face didn't need to be bronze. Or whatever you did there, I can't even tell. Yeah, it looks like the bronze. Yeah, I probably would have went with a silver or a white or brass, a brighter brass, just to bring more attention to it, because the face kind of goes away, right? It gets pushed away. Now, mind you, I mean, there are some really big gold elements, and the gold and the red are kind of competing with each other. Well, I should say brass, not gold. They're kind of competing with each other as far as like color scheme is concerned. Yeah, see on the casing for the chain blade on this side as well, I probably would have went red as well. The base is cool. Tons of skulls. The corn icon that dangles between the legs, I kind of dig. I like it. I think more of that patina could have been done on the brass around the trim of the armor panels and the tusks and the Judge Dredd icon. That level of patining, like on the shoulder pad, that works for me really, really well. And I think the horns and the Judge Dredd shoulder pad should have been given this level of treatment. Overall, though, I'm not crazy about the Judge Dredd shoulder pad. Thematically, I'm not sure how it works. ABC robot in there. Yeah, nice call. Tusks, interesting. I don't think they needed to be gold or brass. I think they could have been painted to look more natural. Just because there's already so much brass going on. Yeah, the Judge Dredd shoulder is just too much of an eyesore for me, I think. Oh, shit. But anyway, thank you, John, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Yeah, the red and everything like that. Like, I liked everything other than the casings to the chain blades could have been red or have something else going on, bring some color to them. I like that shoulder pad with all the skulls and everything like that. That looked really cool. The base looked really cool. The tusks, I don't know if they need to be gold. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but I don't know if they need. Just because the other shoulder pad being that big Judge Dredd icon, it's just too much. It's a little too much. And yeah, I'm okay with being over the top and everything like that, but sometimes you still have to kind of strike a balance there. And I mean, if that shoulder pad felt like it was more designed for the knight, I think it would be a little bit better, but otherwise, yeah, it doesn't really quite work for me. Fire Drake 18. Naming the episode sounds legit to me. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. All right, let's see. Dark Commission. I return to monkey herding and other hobby stuff. Nefania, might be too much, but there is never enough. Yeah, that sounds kind of paradoxical. Something I would say. Fire Drake. Kris is too legit. He's too legit to quit. No, you know what? Naming the episode sounds legit to me. I mean, that's it until somebody else comes up with a better one. Let's go update titles. No. Here. Here. There we go. Perfect. Naming the episode. Boom. 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 Where was I? No, it was this one. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, all these windows, I'm getting myself confused here. Fire Drake monkey herding. Yeah, monkey herding. It's like herding cats, herding monkeys. You ever tried herding monkeys? Forget it. All right. Last email, because he just sent it in. This one's from Dark Commission, CNC. I really enjoy this. I like your work on the flesh. I like the way you got that subtle tones in her lips and her cheeks. I like the gradient up from her flesh to the horns. Oh, this has got to be work in progress. You're not done, are you? A solid so far. I would not push the contrast on her flesh too far. And in fact, okay, I'm gonna throw you a curveball. You ready? All right. You see how right now in the photo, you see how there's that underglow from your tabletop onto her flesh? Recreate that on the model. The ambient reflected light on flesh. I wouldn't push it that far, and it does not need to go everywhere. Obviously, where you pick where it goes will be of key importance. Yeah, I really like the coloring in your horns as well, but I really like that transition to the head. I like the leather texture. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, so this is still work in progress. Oh, look at this. Very, very nice. Yeah, work in progress things. Yeah. This one's really good. I like this. I think a bit more contrast into the flesh. I don't know if this is work in progress or if this is done, but yeah, a little bit more brightness into the. You know what? This work in progress as well, John. John. Is this Centurion work in progress? I'm suspecting it is. I am suspecting it is. Oh shit! Is that it? Oh, that was it. Okay. Were they all work in progress? Yeah, they're all working. Oh, okay. Oops. Oops. Okay. Anyway, the elf satyr character there, very very cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to when you complete that one. And with a piece like that, definitely swing for the fences. Centurion looks fantastic. That lion, yeah. I mean, like everything's coming together. It looks like on that one. It's that lion. That lion is going to be the key element because the work on the face and the flesh looks great. Yeah, very cool. Awesome stuff. Thank you, John, for sending that in. Awesome. Awesome. We're all caught up on emails. I can close this window here. There we go. Go. What time we at? 1:35. Plenty of time. Yeah, the Roman is work in progress too. Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Just because the way like how some areas looked really clean and almost like fully realized like how you paint. The lion, I was first looking at it and was like, okay, like I could see some color depth, but then as I was looking closer into stuff, it was looking not quite there. So yeah, that's why I kind of figured it was a work in progress. I guess really I should just read the emails, right? Dark Commission, cheers. Yeah, Nathaniel, did you lose weight? No, I didn't. I know exactly where it is. All right. Yeah. That. Email from Games Workshop saying, buy our shit. Yep, very cool. Video. YouTube. All right. Well, I guess we could pretty much just call it a day, right? Because we're done. We got stuff done. We got stuff done, right? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Was there any like what's going on in wargaming worlds? I mean, there's lots of things I see on the internets as far as wargaming, YouTube, Twitch, Instagrams, TikTok. I mean, I see a lot of it looks the same. I see, like a lot of news. Um, What's your nuts leaving Games Workshop? I seen that was all over my feed. Kind of a Duncan kind of situation and Peachy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I leaving Games Workshop and then just doing the same thing that you were doing. I mean, like with Duncan, I'm disappointed that Duncan did not do more. And Peachy, it seems like he's kind of just doing his thing. And Louise, doing her thing. I mean, it's still early yet to see where it's going, but it looks like she wants to do paint tutorials and stuff like that, and keep doing what she's doing. And it's I mean, it's one thing to continue to do what you like and what you love, but it's another to just simply do the exact same thing. I know personally, as a creative individual, as a creator, like to do things a bit differently. I don't like to do things the same. And even in painting projects, painting things the same way, especially as everybody else is doing, holds zero interest for me. I do not like samesies. Painting like Lionel Johnson, right? Painting Lionel. Everybody's painting him the same. But I've seen one person painted him different. Two people painted him. One did like the Unforgiven color scheme. Another one did a white, Deathwing. Very cool choices, and I applaud. Me personally, if I was going to do them, I'd probably do them in metallic green, metallic dark green, just for gigs, just to do something different. Unless, of course, somebody did do them in a metallic mint green, not mint green. Hold on, let me check out that article here. Yeah, because you know what? Let's just go over to the website. So, they had the article here. This is Adam R from C Studios. And I mean, basically everybody who's picking up Lionel Johnson, this is how he's going to get painted, right? Pretty much like the box art. And I like they also went with the head that I least like. Andrew, yeah, see, dark armor. He went more Horus Heresy because the armor is black here with no trace of green, but it also doesn't look like there's any highlights in the armor either. So there's that as well. Annie, yeah, I like that. Went with the Unforgiven color scheme. I don't know if I would have went with the white for the cloak though, but whatever. Fletcher, Very interesting choice. I do like the style that they went for in the armor. Unfortunately, I think for due to time constraint, couldn't quite get that to the rest of the model. That kind of painter style. John went different as well. Dark metallics. Bronze almost looks like. Little glowy elements. Very interesting. John Gomez. Not crazy about the purple Watchers. Feels a little He-Man-ish. I like the colors on the armor, though. Not crazy about the red cloak, though. Jenny. Dark green armor. Right? Like, see, like, and red shield. See, everybody's been doing, like, the red shield, right? Yeah. See, everybody's been doing the shield red. And see, I'm not crazy about when you have elements like this that, like, they all go samesies, right? Again, this is, you know, this one's pretty cool. I just like the colors. I like the use of the red in the shadows. I like that. I like that choice. Mary Olet. Very interesting. Very vibrant. Straightforward. Rachel Redmond. This one's pretty cool. From Sam. I like the incorporation of the red. I don't really like his choice of the helmet though, or the head. I don't care for that helmet. I like that he did away with the little Watchers. Went with his own base. This feels like it could be a competition type piece, but he's run out of time. Yeah, Vincent. I like Vincent's here. I like this one. I like he just went with the red, white armor. See the shield even different. Everybody does the shield with red. He went different. Patrick Sands went with a Mortarian look. Interesting. Pete Harrison did Night Lords. I like that. That's fun. All sorts of elements. It's actually pretty hilarious. Anyway, yeah. They're very, very cool. Again, I mean, like, you know, all samesies. Not the kind of stuff that really excites me. It's not the kind of thing that if we're gonna be in our heads about painting miniatures and being all artsy about it, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like the Warhammer Plus exclusive model, the Mark Gibbons Terminator. Um, you know, fantastic model. Still haven't gotten mine, of course, but you know, everybody paints it the same. It all paints the same, and you know, I don't know. Just it's not the kind of things that just fire me up, right? I'd show me stuff that I haven't seen before. Show me something original. Show me something different, off the beaten path. Think outside the box. Outside the box. Fuck, where the hell am I? Wanted me painter. Hey folks, long time no see. Yeah. Alex, there he is. We're back. Happy day. Hello again, Kris and everyone. Hello, Alex. Fire Drake. I need the fallen version of Lionel. Cypher was right. I like the ones without the Watchers. Yeah, I kind of like the ones without the Watchers as well. It just makes the base feel really busy. It feels more like you know, in some of the character pieces in Horus Heresy, like from Forge World, they have the big scenic base, but the model can be pulled away from that scenic base, and this feels like this kind of would have benefited from that. Like Lionel, scenic base with his Watcher duders, and you know what I mean, and then take him away, and he's just on his base alone, and he's just his own element, right? Yeah, he doesn't really need the Watchers, and especially in this one where somebody went with the bright purple with the green glow. I don't know. Not crazy about it. I think probably I would say, yeah, one of the best ones is Marco from Craft World Studios. I just like the color choices. I like the bright elements have that slight push towards yellow, and I like the shadows pushed towards red. And I like that. It's a great use of color. And it's definitely the sort of thing that I appreciate as a painter. Yeah, you can see it on his shins. You can see it all in the shadows. There's a red in the shadows, and the highlights push towards yellows. I really, really like that. I like the choices. I like it in the base. I like it. The watchers don't feel like they're in the way. Yeah. No, this for me, this is probably, I think, the best example of straight out of the box. Just put paint on the model, and yeah, this is probably the best one, just for use of color. Yeah. All the other ones are good. Don't get me wrong. Fine. But as far as painting's concerned, yeah, I like that one the best. For me, that's that. Like if we were judging these, like it's a competition, which it's not. Um, Anyway. Where the hell am I here? I don't know. Alex, I never got the chance to announce my wife's pregnancy before our little hiatus, so I'll take the chance to announce the birth of our first child, Evan Belleau, born yesterday. Well, congratulations, Alex. Wow. Yeah, I guess we've been out of the loop for a while, eh? Well, congratulations, Alex. And hopefully healthy. I mean, by the sounds of it, healthy baby girl. And yeah, congratulations. Fire Drake, congratulations, Alex. Yeah. Wannabe Painter, congrats, Alex. Thanks. James Kent, Sam Lent's sword on Lionel was stunning though. Yes, the sword is really good on his like I said, Sam's is really good. And let me go back to it just so I can kind of keep my thoughts together on it. Yeah, Sam's is really good. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it feels like it's a competition piece. He just ran out of time. He just hasn't had time to finish it, right? And to fully realize it and to refine it. Yeah, the sword looks fantastic. I love that red glow. I love how it's kind of crackling. I like it in the shield as well. I don't know if that cloak, the hood needs to be green like that, especially with, the armor. Now, see, like the armor has this slight blue cast in it, which I dig, but it feels out of place, especially on the armor when the environment doesn't feel like it. Like, see how like on the base, see how there's that slight browny reddish hue in the like kind of in the recesses. It feels like that should actually be reflecting up onto the armor. But as far as like his gradients are concerned, his gradients are really good. In fact, they're probably better gradients than this one. Yeah, see, because I can see the brushstrokes. Now, seeing brushstrokes is not a negative. Seeing brushstrokes is a positive because you're actually seeing the person behind it, right? It's like looking at a Van Gogh. You look at Van Gogh, and you're not judging it on the fidelity of the image he was creating. It was what he was encapsulating. And with this, no, not Siege Studio, it's what Craft World Studio. What they're encapsulating, which is the use of color, which is, I think, it's more cohesive in this example than it is with Sam. Sam's is a great realization, and his color blends and his transitions are fantastic, but it feels unrefined as far as realizing where he was heading with this. If that makes sense. Whereas this one feels cohesive, feels unified, feels like there was a vision right from the start on how they were going to paint this, right? It's also a very limited color palette as well, essentially. High contrast, which everybody loves these days, right? But yeah, but you can see like the color transitions and everything that you can see the brush strokes, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing brush strokes, in fact. But it's with this piece though, it's his use of color. This is why I like, if this was a painting competition, I was judging this. Yeah, it would be really tough between this piece and Sam's, but I think ultimately the other Craft World Studios one would win, because this, again, the color feels like it's all over the place, right? As I'm picking up green, blue, red, and browns. Opposed to this one. This one just, it feels a lot more cohesive. And also your eye is properly drawn up to Lionel's face, right? Because you can see the composition of the piece. You can see how your eye is drawn. It's a triangle, right? It's a triangle. When you're looking at this piece, right? It's his head, down his blades, and down to that watcher with the element, right? That, what is it? The brazier or whatever? What is it? Torch? What the hell is that? Like a Crozius Arcanum? Is he holding a Crozius Arcanum? Is that what that is? Anyway, it's a triangular composition, right? Versus Sam's, which doesn't feel like a triangular composition, right? The elements that should tie in are the red elements on the sword, his eyes, and the shield. But unfortunately, the sword, everything feels like you're drawn to that sword and not drawn to the words, the face of the character, right? Versus this one. This one here, it's, the composition is obvious. You're drawn right to Lionel's head, which is what you should be. On every miniature, your eye should always be drawn towards the central focus. Here, I think that's probably why I don't really like the hooded masked face, because it doesn't draw the eye in. See, unhelmeted, cool. Space Marine's unhelmeted, right? Space Marine with the hooded face works, right? Big wings, right? Draws the eye up further, right? Yeah, that helmeted with, or the hooded with the helmeted face, no. Just, and seeing that, and that's probably why they made the choice to go really bright around the edges of the hood, so the eye was drawn back up there, right? Anyway, enough talking about other people's work. Enough criticizing other people's work when I didn't even complete mine. Anyway. Where in the comments? I have no idea. Evan Belleau, which brands are you going to use on priming base coat, highlighting that new miniature, Alex? Johnson and Johnson. Fire Drake, what if Lonnie tells me we're all fallen now? Fire Drake, Marco is technically better, but I like Sam's. Well, see, but Sam's, because, okay, you got to realize that pretty much everybody got these pieces about the same time. And again, like I said, with the Craft World Studios piece, it's the use of color, and it was the use of color across the entirety of the miniature. Sam's, technically, brush technique is better across, like, I mean, without having all the pictures in front of me and judging them all, but I mean, like, just going by those two examples, yeah. Marco's feels more like a cohesive, unified viewing experience, as opposed to Sam's, which you kind of struggle with a bit, and it doesn't feel as unified as the other one. Even though technically Sam's has better blends and, clearer details, but the other one, it's the use of color. And Sam's feels like there's just a little too much going on, whereas with the other one, it feels very unified, and the composition is very clear, right? James Kent, why am I the only now noticing how much it looks like Tyrion Lannister? Yeah, you're a little bit behind on that one because yeah, it's people have been making that joke for a month now. Come on, man, get with the program. Get with the freaking program, man. Where am I? Comments. Oh no, we're all caught up. Yeah, I don't know why my comments aren't popping up down here on the screen. I don't know why. I don't know. It's always one thing. Whenever I'm doing these live streams, it's always one thing. It's this is not right, and I gotta damn computers. I mean, once we get back into the swing of things. Now, am I planning on doing Way of the Brushes once a week, as it is right now? No. Twice a month? Every other week? That's more likely. We'll see. I don't know. It all depends because I do plan on doing more live streams, but those will be more for members and patrons. I think painty time. I think will be members and patrons only. Like the live streams, watch them after the fact. When they're live, anybody can join in, but after the fact, I think will be. I'm probably gonna film my work on all of my kill team terrain. So, yeah. It's got it all assembled. It's in 2 big boxes, all condensed down. Some of it, I'm probably just going to use rattle can spray primer because I still have some like lead belcher and stuff like that. And those, like there's the little end caps that go on top of the corners of the pillars and stuff. I was initially thinking of doing like all the walls in metallic and then spray a second color and create some weathering. But then I wasn't sure if I wanted to do all metal and then spray down so that the color and then underneath is metallic, or spray up at the walls so the colors at the bottom and the top is all weathered away at metal, right? So, yeah, those are just some of the ideas that I've had. Or spraying a solid color and going about it that way, Nathaniel, have you had a chance to get your backlog sorted for your idea? My idea of what the commissioning out pieces? No. So everybody else out there on the Discord, I've still been very active on the Discord, even though I haven't been doing a lot of crap. But anyway, yeah, I've had the idea of getting some work done, commissioning out some of my Eldar stuff, right? And yeah, I'm sitting on a bunch of stuff, so I wanted to work out some sort of trades and shit like that. There's a few of the monkeys that are interested, and yeah, but no, I haven't even sorted that stuff out yet. Again, like I said, it was Easter. I had family. Like, again, work. So, yeah. Anyway, Fire Drake. I think we need to bring back Vulcan and the new Forge Father. I really hate the Forge Father. It's just all over the place. E-Tron. So, what are you doing with Dante? Are you doing Blood Angels? No, I'm just gonna paint Dante. I have no Blood Angels. I'm not planning on painting any Blood Angels. I was probably just going to paint Dante and then put him up for sale. That's most likely what I'm going to do. Fire Drake. Adeptus are BT's kill team. Maybe arrest a Primarch or a Demon Prince or two. Yeah. Dark Commission. Careful while spraying up the wall, Kris. The cops have a dim view of that sort of thing. Yeah, you don't really see a lot of the boarding action terrain done with graffiti on it. I guess that's more of a Necromunda because you see it lots in Necromunda. Yeah, you don't really see it in the thing. I guess nobody's really wandering around. Like there's not kids in the Gallow Dark walking around and Here's the thought I had about Space Hulks. I know we're gonna get into it now. Space Hulks. Can they get so massive they have their own gravity? If they can have their own gravity, can they maintain an internal atmosphere? They don't have to be constantly pressurized. In a Space Hulk, where you have an amalgamation of different spaceships and asteroids and rock and whatever, would you have blank void spaces between ships? So imagine like a ship is like this, and another one crashed in like that, another one crashed here, and you have this empty void inside. Could you have that inside a Space Hulk? Right? I don't know. Nathaniel, unless you count kill markings as graffiti. I do. Fardrick, I think they take your hands for graffiti. Take your hands? Jeez. Good God, man. Yeah, Space Hulks and gravity. Space Hulks create their own gravity. That might be a clip from today's show. Asking that all-important question. In a Space Hulk, gravity, right? David Vega, The Rock for the Dark Angels. Right, The Rock. Okay, so The Rock. Is The Rock... Because, again, in the lore of Warhammer, Space Hulks are described as being huge, right? In a similar fashion, the way Eldar craft worlds are described as being huge spaceships. And a Space Hulk really isn't like a ship. It's not one ship. It is, a collection of things. It's really just a big dirt ball in space that everybody can fight in, right? It provides adventure and horror and all these elements, right? Space Hulks are very, very interesting in Warhammer 40,000. But can they be so big that they have their own gravity? And if so, can they sustain their own atmosphere? Atmosphere within voids inside the Space Hulk. Would there be big cavernous spaces inside a Space Hulk where between ships, right? Because not everything will fit together. Even rocks coming together, they're not going to fit neatly together, right? There's going to be blank spaces. So, yeah. Nathaniel, get big enough to have their own gravity? Yes, because physics. Have it pressurized entirely? No. No, I'm not saying entirely. I'm saying having their own atmosphere. Because, the Earth has its own atmosphere. Mars has its own atmosphere. Venus has its own atmosphere. They're not pressurized. Right? It's gravity and the vacuum of space that keep that atmosphere clunged, stuck to the planet. Right? That's how it works. To my limited understanding. So could a Space Hulk have its own gravity, have all sorts of debris all around it, and that interior have an atmosphere and remain pressurized to whatever gravity that is, right? Can it? Why not, right? But anyway. Fardrick, I thought the Blackstone Fortresses are bigger. Blackstone Fortress being bigger? I do not think so. Bigger than a Space Hulk? They could be. They're supposed to be huge. Blackstone Fortresses are supposed to be huge. Gigantic things, right? Again, the scale in 40K is so huge. Even an Emperor class battleship for the Imperium is gigantic. Like you're talking something that's bigger than Star Wars Super Star Destroyer. Like that's how big these Imperial craft are supposed to be. Right? It's that level of scale. Evan Flow, don't worry, be happy with a smiley face on the bulkhead. What grimdark? a smiley face on the bulkhead? Yeah, we could do that. E-Tron, this is what my little boy wants to do with my kill team board, so I'm going to let him paint with me. He also wants to do walls with bright handprints. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. Yeah, do that and post pictures. And if you post pictures, hashtag way of the brush. Right there. Way of the brush. Anyway. Yeah, but do that, E-Tron. Do it. Dark Mission. I doubt they would have inherent gravity. The moon is big, but only has 1/6 the gravity. If there is some residual power source to power artificial gravity, there would be dropouts everywhere. Would there? Would there be dropouts? Because in sci-fi, when you have anti-gravity, okay, for example, this is not something that I've ever seen described. Like for example, in Star Trek, you have the Enterprise and Klingon ship. They're nose to nose. Both ships have artificial gravity, yet gravity doesn't seem to be pulling on either ship, right? Like the artificial gravity. How far does the artificial gravity extend? Is it confined within the bulkheads of the ship, or is it a field that can extend beyond the ship, right? So, gravity within the Space Hulk, you're talking about massive starships and asteroids and meteorites and all this crap in space coming together, and it's a big lint ball. It's a big dust ball in space, and that's what a Space Hulk is. It's not a unified thing. It's just garbage. It's space garbage that's been flying through the universe for thousands of years, right? So, yeah. Can they get so massive they have their own gravity? If they have their own gravity, can they sustain an atmosphere? And also, would there be voids of just emptiness inside a Space Hulk? That just somebody goes, oh, big empty space. Can those spaces be big enough that can house a structure inside? Right. Anyway. Fire Drake. Oh yeah, craft worlds. They should, right? More on the outside? Yeah. Nathaniel, to have their own atmosphere, they need to be a small planet or moon size before having one. Not really. Again, it's sci-fi. Artificial gravity is a thing. Anti-gravity is a thing all over the place in Warhammer 40,000. But how does gravity work in a Space Hulk? Right? When you're walking around inside a Space Hulk, are you walking around with yourself perpendicular to the central source of gravity? Or is it anti-gravity in all the sections? So that, say, for example, a ship that was oriented this way, anti-gravity is running that way, and another ship comes in upside down, right, and is mashed into it, and its anti-gravity still works. Would you not have to do like the kind of Inception where you kind of walk around the corner kind of thing, right? It's kind of like at the end of Labyrinth, right? When Jared is able to walk through and go around surfaces, right? Again, these are the kind of things that preoccupy my brain, about Space Hulks, right? Fire Drake, gravity, radiation, trapping oxygen, actual ecosystem, possible. I would think so. I mean, the way they describe Space Hulks being these massive, they're planetoids, essentially. They're not spaceships. Like, they're not, it's not just a couple shuttlecraft and everything like that. Like, you're talking about like Emperor class battleships and Orc, what are the big kill cruisers, right? And it's all sorts of space debris and other aliens and stuff like that. Like, it's all just a bunch of junk come together. Yeah. Anyway, Dark Commission. If artificial gravity is generated from plates, then individual plates will fail. Little known fact: silicone grows over time, causing short circuits. Assuming they use silicone, assuming they're not using a rubber or some synthetic alloy of metals or whatever, right? I mean, like, again, it's sci-fi, so I mean, you're really only limited by your imagination, and I mean, it doesn't hold Star Wars back, it doesn't hold Star Trek back, right? E-Tron, P.S. and yes, we are going to doing smileys on the few walls, as I have an artist to do my own smileys for the project. We'll post work in progress pic ASAP. Sweet. Time yet 2:09. Holy man, we're 9 minutes OT. Nathaniel, where's Neil deGrasse Tyson when you need him? Wannabe painter. Isn't the collecting gas and buildup of atmosphere a thing that has to last millions of years and first take place near a star, but maybe AdMech build an engine which speeding it up in a Space Hulk? Yes and no. I mean, again, it can naturally occur. And gravity is a constant. So it's not like, I would imagine once gravity and mass builds to a certain point where atoms are automatically just kind of drawing in towards it, right? At what size does an object need to be before outside particles are being drawn in towards and feeling the mass of gravity, right? Because atmospheric particles are very light and small, right? Their atomic weight is very low. So that's why oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, all these elements hang around a planetoid surface because they're very, very light, right? But as you get closer to the source of gravity, gravity exerts pressure on it as well as this vacuum of space. So you have a high atmosphere, stratosphere, right? And you have the ozone layer, and then you have the atmosphere. Then you also have sea level. And sea level, the pressure and gravity push it and compress it into water. It's the same shit. It's just different states of matter. Fire Drake. I asked ChatGPT. It says no. David Vega. Well, the real way gravity works is there's no limit to the size to generate an atmosphere. Right. So if something could be really, really dense and small, right? Like the size of your thumb. But if it was super dense matter, it could generate its own atmosphere, right? It would have its own pull, right? It's all about the mass of the objects. Not so much the size, it's the mass. Fire Drake. It says it wouldn't have enough mass and the Space Hulk wouldn't have the gas to create the necessary fusion in a significant way. It says. Oh, you're saying Chat GPT? Yeah? I'm going to have to disagree with Chat GPT. Yeah. Because, first of all, we don't know the mass. So you saying it doesn't have enough mass seems illogical. And gases, well, the vacuum of space is not completely empty. There is matter out there. And as this thing's traveling through space and the warp, particles will accumulate. Just accumulate. David Vega, from Dust to Plant. Evan Belleau, computer, just like that. Transparent aluminum. Hooray for sci-fi. Yeah, but transparent aluminum is real now, which is hilarious, right? We have transparent aluminum. It used to be an element of science fiction, but it's real. And they can do it. And who knows when we start seeing more commercial applications of transparent aluminum or other transparent metals, right? Imagine transparent iron, transparent titanium. Imagine transparent titanium with its weight and its strength. Transparent titanium, that would be the perfect fucking replacement for glass as far as, trying to use it in spacecraft and everything like that. Yeah. Transparent aluminum or titanium. Yeah. Fire Drake. If it could generate enough gravity, it would need sustainable amount of energy. Energy and gravity in a Space Hulk are two separate things. Gravity is simply the mass. Gravity is the property of mass. Energy is equal to mass, right? But the Space Hulk doesn't need to generate any energy. If it had artificial gravity, then each of those areas would need to generate its own power. But gravity is due to its mass, the mass of the actual Space Hulk. And could that mass sustain an atmosphere inside of it? All on its own. So basically, you have Space Hulks, which essentially would be floating planetoids through space. They would be rogue planets. And there's already a lot of theories of rogue planets as well as rogue black holes and stuff like that. So essentially, that's what it would be. A Space Hulk would be a rogue planetoid. At least that's the way they always describe it in lore. Just these massive amalgamations of crap. And in the Arcs of Omen, right? The Arcs of Omen, Vashtor has assembled a fleet of Space Hulks. These massive ships. And they're just loading them up with all of these warbands and sending them off and running amok, right? So, which is kind of hilarious. But anyway. All right. That's enough talking about gravity and Space Hulks and made up bullshit. If you're brand new to this hobby, you want some help with the color scheme, maybe you're a commission painting service, you want to drum some extra eyeballs on your work, maybe you just want to show off what you're working on. Send your emails to kris@wayofthebrush.com. In the description below. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the emails. Don't send it off as links to other sites because it's annoying. It's just the ads and stuff like that on those sites. Also, if you're on Instagram, use the hashtag #WayOfTheBrush because I also do a segment in the show where we, look at what people are posting on Instagrams. And so, yeah, do that. Also in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness. Has the links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there. We got all sorts of channels talking about all sorts of stuff. We even, again, there's only one rule in the Discord. Don't be a dick. That's it. That's the only rule. Don't be a dick. And you can have as much fun as you like. Talk about whatever the hell you want. If you want to talk about penis, you're free to talk about penis. You want to talk about painting and penises? Yeah, that's the server. What else? In the description below, links to all the other stuff. Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's also members. Join, again, all sorts of stuff. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all that helps as well. All it takes a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out a great deal. And so a huge thank you to everybody who takes time to do that. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys later. I don't know. I don't think we're going to go back to weekly. I think we might do this every other week. Every other weekend. As long as the schedule permits. Of course, I also want to do more live streams. And of course, let me know down below, like any ideas for, what I should be doing, what I could be doing. All that stuff, all of it. It all helps. It all helps. Dark Commission. Maintaining an atmosphere for eons would be the problem. The tech would have to remain functioning to create and recycle the gases. No, it does it on its own. It's a planetoid. It does it on its own. It would automatically. And in fact, the recycling of elements and resources within it is only to sustain life. It doesn't have to sustain life. Space Hulk doesn't have to sustain life. But most likely, life would begin in a Space Hulk on its own. Even if every spaceship that come crashing together and everything like that, all the bacterial and microbial life from all the corpses and everything like that, because you imagine Space Hulk, right? It's not like somebody just got in a spaceship, said, plot it that way, send it off, and everybody jump out. And, sometimes in a battle that can happen, but anyway, the microbes and bacteria and everything like that and all those ships and even the alien ships would have come together, and that would begin life on those Space Hulks. And so 1,000 years, 10,000 years, whatever you want to imagine, yeah, you would get some sort of weird plant life and bacteria and who knows, even viruses and all sorts of crazy crap. Would you end up with a full-grown alien walking around? Who knows? See, the fun part of it is that the Space Hulks travel through the warp as well. Now, we know warp travel, time changes. Time can lengthen, time can shorten. So, you can also end up where, the Space Hulk went through 1,000,000 years of warp travel, but popped out 100 years later, right? So you can have those kind of instances because, again, the warp throws that random ass element into the logic of it all, right? Or how you would imagine it all play out. Nathania, wouldn't they become an artificial planet once a star strong enough catches it? Would they? Yeah. But again, Space Hulks can be commandeered and you can slap engines on them and send them moving off in every direction, right? Again, in sci-fi, all sorts of craziness, right? Want to be painter? Bye all. Have a nice weekend. Later. David Vega. Lizzo has her own atmosphere. Oh, is that a fat joke? Fire Drake. I will say ChatGPT says basically humans won't have the technology to make these Space Hulks have their own atmosphere. Okay, well, again, I don't buy it. I disagree. ChatGPT. Because first of all, humans don't make Space Hulks. Space Hulks are a naturally occurring phenomena in Warhammer 40,000. Space Hulks occur naturally. They're a natural occurrence. They aren't made. They can be made, but the vast lore of it all, Space Hulks are just natural occurrences. So they don't have to make them. Dark Commission, great show. See you next time, Kris and Monkey Folk. Later, duder. Fire Drake. So it says other races may have the ability. Cough Eldar. Yeah, again, Eldar don't make. Eldar wouldn't make a space hulk. They would just terraform a planet, right? And they also have the webway, so they don't really rely on their spaceships. And the craft worlds were only made because some Eldar saw the end coming, and so they made the craft worlds. And the first craft worlds were actually just ships that were just tied together. And then they started developing more and more because Wraithbone is a growth medium, so it can grow and shape, and like again, sci-fi reasons, right? So yeah. Yes. Fire Drake. Eons after a rock have collided to a firm planet around the Hulk, then yes. Yeah. See, I think where people kind of get tripped up is that something has to be planet-sized to have an atmosphere. That's not the case. It's not a characteristic of a planet to have an atmosphere. Like look at the moon, right? The moon, our moon, is completely void of an atmosphere. Why is that? Because it doesn't have enough gravity. Why doesn't it have enough gravity? Because it doesn't have enough mass. But if it had enough mass, then it probably would be part of the Earth or flown away, or who knows, right? I mean, yeah. But you look at some planets or some moons, like around Saturn and Jupiter. Those moons have atmospheres. Those are moons, and they have atmospheres. Some of them, right? I think Titan has an atmosphere. And it's a moon, and I think it's a bit bigger than our moon. Yeah. So moons can have atmospheres. So get that out of your brain right now. The whole reason why I was asking is because of mass. It holds in its gravity particles, atoms. Atmosphere is just loose atoms. Compress it, it becomes liquid. Compress it even more, it becomes ice. Compress it even more, it becomes back to a liquid. Dark Commission. We were talking about 40k Space Hulks rather than General Space Hulks. LOL, that's different. Yeah, what's a General Space Hulk? I don't know what a General Space Hulk is. But it's Space Hulks in 40k. I mean, they're completely open. It's made up things, right? But yeah. Fire Drake. You throw the warp in there and anything is possible. Exactly, right? Soundgarden 88. Gimli. No, not the bit. Wow, it's gone. Fire Drake. LOL. I like even knowing 40k lore and warp chat GPT is still like no. It's a hard no. And see that anytime you ask a question in a lot of sci-fi stuff, if your answer is immediately a no, then that's a lack of imagination. That's a lack of imagination on the reader's part. Anytime, right? Because it limits and confines what is possible in a made-up environment, right? It's completely made up. So having hard no responses, especially to something that is loosely based in reality, no. Because even our understandings of reality are pretty flimsy. Our grasp of reality is you know, I don't know, that's a whole other discussion, but yeah. Dark Commission. Our moon is big enough that the Earth moon system can qualify as a double planet. Sure. But again, the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, not because of its size, it's because of its mass. Right? Size and mass are not the same. Fire Drake. It's combining actual science and fantasy and is still saying no. You know why it's saying a hard no? Because it's never been written that is the case. That's the only reason it's saying no. Because why? Because it's AI. It can only make a determination from what is already established. Because it can't imagine something else. Right? It can't imagine possibilities. It can only pull all of known information and create a determination. But it can't forward that creative idea. It can't take that leap. Can't take that leap. Not yet. So, but one day it will. I'm sure. Soundgarden. Like the look, man. Fresh. So anything that needs to be discussed here? Or is this general talk about Warhammer? No, we were just talking about Space Hulks. I had initially asked the question, can a Space Hulk get so big that it generates its own gravity? And if it can generate its own gravity, can it sustain an atmosphere? And also, would there be void spaces inside Space Hulks where rock and spaceship and everything like that, but these void spaces be big enough to house, a fortification or a base, or you know what I mean? Like, and again, I mean, loosely, yes, all things are possible because it's made up, right? But when you try to apply some logic to it, I mean, I don't see any reason why not, but apparently ChatGPT says no. It's a hard no. Fire Drake, my grasp loosens a little every day. Oh yeah, 100%. The wannabe painter. Can humanity grew half gods of war? Yes. Can a Space Hulk have gravity? Hell no. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, yeah. David Vega, if orcs, then all you need to believe is it has an atmosphere, and you have an atmosphere. Ah, yes. Right? Because the orcs. Okay. Who is it? Fire Drake? Fire Drake, you're the one fucking around with ChatGPT? Include orcs in your questioning. Include orcs in your questioning. See what it says. Probably still will say no. Soundgarden 88. Ah, okay, got it. Yeah. We're just talking about anything and everything. I'm actually wrapping up the show because I've already been on for 2.5 hours now almost. Normally, what we like to handle is some painting talk. I take a look at your Instagram. I get emails from you guys asking questions, showing off what you're working on, everything like that. So, yeah, again, Kris at wayofthebrush.com or use the hashtag wayofthebrush.com. Yeah, we'll feature it on the show. Soundgarden 88, can't wait about your opinion about going to war in the far, far distant future without a helmet on. Space Marine Captain's leader. Love to hear that one. Oh, Space Marines not wearing helmets and stuff like that? Yeah. I mean, like, obviously, that is a complete no-no. Why would you do that, right? Because in the lore, there's nothing that says a Space Marine's skin or bones can stop a bolt round, right? So if you're walking around with your helmet off, right, in the middle of a battle, and you catch a bolt round, your head's just going all over the place, right? Even a Primarch without his helmet, it doesn't. Nothing says that they're bulletproof. Their skin, right? They still need the armor. If they were bulletproof, they wouldn't need their armor, right? So Space Marines need their helmets. It's a style choice, obviously, to have the helmet off, and it just looks cool, and it looks heroic, and all of that. So it looks cool. So as the rule of cool, it's cool. Realistically, though, no, you'd have your helmet on. And in fact, like even captains and chapter masters would give everybody shit on the battlefield for taking their helmets off unnecessarily, right? But yeah, helmets are always on. And if you're fighting in a Space Hulk, your helmet should always be on because it's apparently always a vacuum in the Space Hulks, right? So, yeah. Fire Drake, I will say that ChatGPT believes there are technologies that will allow it. Excuse me. Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, like, again, what it is, it's a lack of imagination on the AI's part to extrapolate and create, right? That's a limitation of AI. And AI is imperfect because imperfect things have created it. It's the simplest way of looking at it. Humanity can never create something perfect because we are imperfect, right? Perfection really should not be part of our vocabulary. Although, I will say there are some things in this universe that are perfect. Some things in our world, in our environment that are perfect. For example, a mosquito. I would qualify a mosquito as being perfect. Why, you may ask? For those of you who've never heard me say this out loud, mosquito is perfect because its form has not changed in millions and millions and millions of years. As far back as the insect age on this planet, the mosquito found a body form that worked and has worked for millions and millions of years, and evolution has not thrown a monkey wrench into their design to say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe we'll make your snout longer, or maybe make your wings bluer, or maybe, you know what I mean? Nature has tried those things, but consistently the mosquito has remained the same. And there's many animals on this planet that their earliest forms, they still pretty much look like. Yes, there are variation, but essentially they're still the same creature, like same body type, right? So, to my way of thinking, that is perfection. A design that has not had to change on this planet for millions and millions of years, even though the environment itself has literally changed over and over and over again. Become worse and worse and better, colder and warmer, right? All these things. Okay, when you think about the history of the Earth over a course of a couple 100 million years, right? The planet has changed. It's gone through ice ages, it's gone through asteroids, floods, whatever's, right? And the mosquito has always remained. How is that possible? Because it's perfect. It's a perfect creature. It's perfect in nature, as far as our planet's concerned. Dark Mission. Imagine the inside of a Space Marine helmet post sneeze. Yeah. Do Space Marines sneeze? That begs the question. Do Space Marines sneeze? Are Space Marines afflicted by the regular ailments that afflict a human? If Space Marines are genetically engineered to be super, do they still suffer from looking up at the sun, looking up at a bright light and sneezing? Do they get allergies? Are all those things removed from a Space Marine? I would assume so. But again, the more things that make that remove the humanity out of them, the less human they are. Wannabe painter. Again, orcs. When the orcs start to wear helmets, then you should too. Yeah, that's a good indicator right there, right? When orcs start wearing helmets, you should too. Yeah. Soundgarden 88. I have a huge amount of Space Marines, like 10 liters, threw away the bare heads, stuck a Space Marine helmet on there, and literally chopped all the separate helmets off their belts. Am I crazy, Kris? Spelled my name wrong. Please tell me there are people like me. No, there's nobody like you. You're unique. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't like unhelmeted Space Marines. I think unhelmeted Space Marines, it only works for the characters. And it should only be used for the characters, like the sergeants, the captains, right? Chapter masters, primarchs, whatever's, right? Even Eldar, Exarchs, right? I even like the idea of unhelmeted Farseers. I would love an unhelmeted Farseer. That'd be cool. Dark Mission. I have an amber bead, 100 million years old, with ants in it. They have yet to develop the wheel. Yeah. So like even that idea, I know you're making a joke, but even that idea that because they're still in that form, that somehow they are not evolved, but they are to a point where they no longer need to evolve. They've reached their end form. They don't need a wheel. They're beyond the wheel. Like the idea of technology and that being the apex of a life form is false. It's false. Through sheer brute force evolution, they reached the apex of their form. That's exciting. That's impressive. You should be holding that in awe. A humble ant, a humble mosquito. There's lots of animals like that. Lots of plants too. Fire Drake. There would need to be a series of facts to consider for Chat GPT. Why doesn't it believe a natural atmosphere is possible due to changing location and lack of keeping an atmosphere? It can. Okay, wait, what? I didn't quite understand that sentence. Why it doesn't believe a natural atmosphere is possible due to changing locations and lack of keeping an atmosphere. It can. Yeah, I don't know. Again, asking the computer why it holds certain, or why it's pulling certain information when obviously it's pulling from all information. That's what Chat GPT does. It pulls the internet, right? And it pulls the information. If nobody has written a paper saying Space Hulks have an atmosphere, or why don't Space Hulks have an atmosphere, Chat GPT is not going to pull from that information and use that as part of its how it writes things. Right? Soundgarden. Ooh, that's deep. This guy gives me the David Attenborough vibes. Damn. Fire Drake. It does believe it can create new life in a Space Hulk. Oh, it does believe it can create new life in a Space Hulk? Sure. New life can be created in Space Hulk. Why not, right? I mean, if the Space Hulk could be an amalgamation of a bunch of shit, a bunch of debris, all these different aliens, even some from the same, right? They all come together. Even the microbial, even the decaying bodies, even if they were within their ship and areas depressurized to the vacuum of space, they would get frozen solid, right? If that area thawed out, all that biomatter would break down, generate something. Areas of the ship that remain pressurized, oxygenated, right? Well, those decaying bodies would also go through a transformation. Entropy would take over. Entropy would take over everything, as it would be, except the warp. But the warp is like entropy times 10. It literally is that, right? So, yeah. Coyote. When the Tyranids ate crude biomass, that's when the entire universe was compromised with the natural consumption of adaptability. Fuck, I can't even say that. Of the crude joining the high fleet gene pool. Right, exactly, right? Like eating the crude. The Tyranids it'd be like breaking into a data bank of DNA material, right? Knowledge. Because yeah, the crude, I assume, would also hold on to DNA traits that at the time they didn't really need, but then it's, they go back and go, oh wait, you know what? We could use this now, right? We need to be amphibious now. Okay, let's be amphibious. And and the shapers would take over. Evan Belleau. Kris has watched Lilo and Stitch a few too many times on the mosquito tip. But you are absolutely right. The mosquito tip. What? I remember watching Lilo and Stitch once long ago with my brothers and sisters when they were small kids. Otherwise, I haven't watched it since then. What's the mosquito tip? You're gonna have to elaborate on that one. Dark Commission. Yeah, entropy gets us all in the end. Yeah, of course. Because everything falls to entropy. Everything falls to entropy. Everything. And the warp is literally a physical manifestation of entropy. That's what the warp is. It's entropy. Anyway. Where are we? We are 40 minutes OT. I already said in my end spiel. I'm gonna see if Evan Belleau can get back to me on that one real quick. Fire Drake. So an ecosystem is possible as long as there is enough energy and organic material. Right, but what is Chat GPT establishing as that threshold of energy and organic material? Like, what are those thresholds? How many? How many does it take? A jar? A starship? A planet? Like, again, we're talking about made up stuff, so it doesn't really matter. You can make up whatever you want. I mean, yes, the answer can be a hard no. The answer can be a hard no. It also can be a hard yes. Or a semi. Evan Belleau. MC Hawking demands a listen. You down with entropy? Fire Drake. Keep the bad stuff away like radiation and lack of other hazards and energy. Yeah. Radiation and other hazards of energy and stuff like that in those starships are already in account, right? Starships would already have to be shielded just in what they're made with from radiation, right? Like a warp engine inside an Emperor class battleship would have to be shielded in the engine room, because otherwise the crew would die. The servitors would always rot away, right? Organic material would just die in that radiation. So those engines already have to be shielded. The ships themselves would already be shielded, right? Just from the basic radiation of the universe. Never mind when they go into the warp and fucking warp creatures are bouncing on the hull. So, yeah. Radiation and things like that, yes, you could have leaks, engines that are leaking radiation, and you know what I mean? And that would affect things, right? So, again, the ecosystem of a Space Hulk is really, really interesting. Like when you think about all the things that can occur, because never mind how they always talk about orcs infesting Space Hulks all the damn time. And what happens to orcs when they die, right? Those things would just be overpopulated. A Space Hulk would just, like, orcs would just take over Space Hulks, right? Because as soon as they die, more orcs. You send a Space Hulk through the warp, and they end up on a journey for 1,000 years. Well, when it comes out on the other end and back into the real universe, there's 1,000 years of orc lives and deaths on that Space Hulk. So there would be way more orcs and stronger orcs when that Space Hulk reemerged, right? Space Hulks would be crazy. Evan Flo, the one alien thinks mosquitoes are the highest form of life on Earth. Oh, okay. The Kevin McDonald voiced one. The highest form of life. Yeah. No, I don't think mosquitoes are the highest form of life. Honestly, the idea of using the phrase highest form of life implies hierarchy, right? Nature does not operate on a hierarchy. Nature is a circle. It's a cycle. Right? Nature is a cycle. It's not a hierarchy. There's not a top of the food chain. There's not a top of anything. It is all circular. That's nature. That's the universe, really. The universe is circular. Dark Commission. If aliens came to Earth and wanted to communicate with the dominant life form, what would they communicate with? Bacteria? Insects? Us? Who knows? That's assuming that aliens would even want to talk to us. That's assuming that aliens could even talk to life on Earth, right? Because again, the analogy is always, we are the alien civilization, human beings, okay? And we see an anthill. We can walk over the anthill. We can step on the anthill. We can kill all the ants. We could transplant the ants. We could do anything we want to the ants. But one thing we don't do is communicate with them. Why? Because we don't know how, right? We don't know how. We're so far removed from an ant, DNA, evolution-wise. Where do we begin to communicate with them, right? Same thing. Same thing with aliens coming to visit us. Would they even be able to communicate with us? Would they even be interested in? Would they even be aware of us? See, again, it's human ego to think that we're the center of the universe and that aliens are just waiting to meet us. They don't even know we exist. They might not even care we exist. The universe could be teeming with life, and we're just one of billions. That's also another possibility, right? Fire Drake. ChatGPT says it's hard to know without more information. When I asked what would be the minimum requirement. Yeah, exactly. And again, because ChatGPT can only pull from what is already been stated, right? It's pulling from web pages and information and established publications. It can't generate a new thought. It can't generate a new idea. It can only use what's already exists. Coyote. LOL, now I want to kit bash a mosquito tyrannid, the ultimate biomass collector. Yeah. Evan Flo, going Lion King now? Is this Disney podcast? Did they nab GW as well? You never know. They might be. By the time we're all old and gray, GW might be owned by Disney. Wannabe Painter. Aliens will always want to talk and then blast the USA. Trust me, I've seen many films. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, and again, yeah, like it's egotism. It's, it's all these things you want to equate it to. Aliens touching down on Earth, hanging out over New York City, blah, 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 right? I mean, they might hang out over the water. They might be talking to whales. Who knows? Who knows what aliens are thinking? When we get onto the alien discussion, we're really talking about ourselves when we're talking about our relationships with aliens and encountering new life. We're really talking about ourselves when we are talking about that stuff. Fire Drake, if you're saying self-sustaining ecosystem without any help from energy being created by the Hulk, then it is not possible. Sure, it's possible. Because once it has gravity, okay, and once it has gravity, if it generates enough friction, it can create its own heat. It creates its own heat, creates its own magnetosphere. Okay, and energy is all over the place. And in fact, entropy would ensure the breakdown of materials. When things break down, sometimes energy is released. New particles are created. Right? Again, it's a lack of imagination as far as what is possible. It is possible. Dark Commission, the panspermia and convergent evolution aliens might not be too different from us. Oh, they would be way different than us. I'm sure there's the possibility that aliens, there's another Earth. There is that possibility, right? I always like that. I always like the idea. I can't remember what, it's a movie. There's another Earth, and it's always been on the other side of the sun, right? And the Earth and the two Earths have always been on equal distance from each other, and so have never seen each other. Yeah, I like that one. Fire Drake. If it was functional to a point where bacteria and oxygen can form firm naturally, then yes, I would think it would be possible. Right, but you're thinking about bacteria and oxygen as we understand it. But again, if we're talking sci-fi, other elements can come together to form a different form of life, right? Again, when we're talking aliens, we're not talking about aliens. We're not actually talking about aliens. We're talking about ourselves. Evan Belleau. I saw an excellent documentary that suggests aliens would hover over South Africa. Sure. Hover over anything, right? Wannabe Painter. Wasn't there a Star Trek where they had to collect two whales from the past to talk all smashing tube coming to Earth? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's Voyage Home. No. Yeah. Right? Yeah, it wasn't Search for Fog. Yeah, it's Voyage Home. It's the fourth movie. It's the fourth Star Trek movie. Yeah. Anyway. I think we're done. Fucking damn near 3-hour movie. Stream. Oh man, I'm burping now. I'm out of coffee. I'm out of drink. I need food. And this is as good a spot as any to end this. Tune in next time. Dark Commission. Journey to the other side of the sun is that film. Journey to the Other Side of the Sun is that film. Yeah. I knew the idea was out there somewhere that the two Earths, it's synchronous orbit, other side of the sun. Never seen it, right? So never seen the movie either, but I knew the idea. Anyway, bye. I know I got to get my intro outro music sorted. I've been meaning to talk to my good brother about helping me out with that. There's also another program I want to do, another video series I want to do. Anyway, bye. Later, John. Oh, John. Fire Drake. If humans populated the stars an eon ago, we would probably look nothing alike because of varying planet atmosphere. Maybe not an eon, but 1,000? Well, sure. Okay, here's the scary part. Chat GPT is saying eons, but it might not take that long, right? Human beings, from the beginning of human beings to human beings now to human beings in the future, just thinking of the atmosphere as a catalyst for evolution, just that one factor, just factor in just that one part, that one variable in the equation. Think about the difference. What humans were breathing 1,000,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, today, 1,000 years in the future, 10,000 years in the future, 100,000 years in the future. Very different, right? talking about very, very different creatures. Would they be wildly different? You know, no. Which is why I'm a big fan of the idea of the gray aliens. You know, the gray aliens, the gray skin, big eyeballs, little mouths, right? Those things. That they're actually humans far into the future who have managed to able to either cross dimensions or go back in past, right? Either way, imagine whichever scenario you want. That they're actually humans from the far future who are anthropologists, tourists, who knows, right? Then, here's where we get a little scary though. The rise of apparent UFO sightings in the last decade. Why? Why would more and more time travelers be showing up? Unless, of course, there is an event we're building to. And I'll just leave it there at that. I'll let you fucking stew on that.